Here's Kay, our last speaker.
Gosh, I need to find light. The joys of old age. So, listening to the accounts and messages from the others here tonight, I'm sad and moved, but I'm also inspired and confident, because by talking openly about the violence and abuse experienced by women, we are taking a huge step forward. As recently as a month ago, I could not have stood here in front of you. I don't think I would even have the courage to stand in the crowd. Why? Well, because any link to my own experiences used to send inner pain surging through every cell in my body. I've had a lot of practice at masking what lies beneath. I've also got good at avoiding watching certain films, avoiding making close friendships. I've faked being okay to the point of becoming a pro. There are many taboos surrounding violence against women, many reasons that we feel judged for speaking up and out, judged by our friends, our family, our colleagues. Both sexes contribute to the reasons that these conversations usually only take place in the security of a therapist's office or with the very closest of friends who we feel safe to be vulnerable with. When we do find our voices to speak out, we need those around us to let us show our wounds, even when it's very painful to listen. People shy away from looking at an open wound. It's frightening, it's ugly, it's gross. When we do find, it is often not until a wound has healed over and formed a protective scar that a woman will be able to share her story. But these wounds can run deep for many of us, and though the surface may have pulled itself together, there's still trauma left internally. A wound that is not looked after properly can fester. Infection can flare back up at any time. My story may seem exaggerated for impact, but it is the opposite. I, like many other victims of abuse or violence, can't convey the real angst and pain of our experiences. From the age of 13 to 16, a family friend sexually abused me. At 15, I finally plucked up enough courage and tried to tell my mum. I'd barely uttered a sentence when she called me a dirty bitch. I was devastated. The one person who I desperately wanted to protect me blamed me instead. At 16, I left home to get as far away as possible, but when I did return for the holidays, that same family friend stalked me. It stopped when I was 19, when he had an accident and was left paralysed from the neck down. I became free of his torment. Justice in my mind had been served. I've experienced the cliché flasher, a man in a beige overcoat exposing himself whilst masturbating in an underpass in Paris. I'll never again book a ground floor room in a hotel after getting into bed and turning off the light to see a man through what I thought were opaque drapes staring at me from outside. A 45-minute flight to Guernsey felt like hours. What seemingly started as a polite gentleman paying me a compliment turned into a torrent of sexual harassment and threats to come find me. When I refused to respond to his questions and lurid suggestions, apparently I was missing out on the best fuck of my life. I stayed in a psychologically and emotionally abusive marriage for years, tearing myself repeatedly. I'm a strong woman, brushing off the threats and the abuse. They're only words after all. At 2:30 in the afternoon, I was at my desk, midway through an email, when my world was violently shattered by two male complete strangers. Beaten, then strangled, and my body went limp, and I could fight back no more. Feet and hands were bound in cable ties. A polo shirt was wrapped around my head, and another cable tie pulled tight around my neck to secure it. Face down on a bed, a man kneeled on my back so I could no longer attempt to escape. What I endured for over 2 hours that day makes a Stephen King novel read like a Ladybird book. I know what it feels like when that white light of calm appears in front of you, the way out of pain and fear. But I willed with every cell in my body that that day was not going to be my last. I wasn't prepared to die. I wasn't ready. Not like that. Not at the hands of two disturbed, evil, masked men. I've spent too many years as a victim, and I can't get those years back. But I'm absolutely going to make sure that all of the next years count. PTSD is debilitating. Trauma at any intensity is also debilitating. It's taken 9 years for me to have finally found a way through to the other side of my experiences. Being a victim was painful, but reaching out for help to shift from victim to survivor can seem even more painful. Staying silent avoids having to relive those experiences again. But until we speak out about our experiences, how can we expect change to happen? Our experiences are all different. The way we heal is different. There is no right or wrong therapy, nor is there a one fix for all solution either. A sexual assault referral centre in Guernsey would certainly make it easier for victims to come forward, but any such centre has to cater long term for the mental health of survivors, mental well-being of survivors. My message to anyone who may have experienced abuse on any level is don't wait to speak out. If it was last week, last year, or even decades ago, if it still holds an emotional charge over you, don't wait another day to seek help. If you are the person a woman opens up to about abuse or violence, listen. Even when it's really uncomfortable, talking openly might be the only help she needs. But if not, step up and help her find the further tools she does need. Also, don't give up. When you think that you've tried everything to move forward, you don't know how close you are to breaking free from your past trauma. Keep trying until you get there. This time last month, I told myself that I was okay with being just okay. But now I know okay is not where you should settle. The liberation, the positive energy that I now experience, I encourage anyone who needs it to find it too. I have a new daily mantra. I'm no longer a victim. I'm more than a survivor. I am now free to be me. It's a privilege for me to have had your attention. Thank you for caring. Thank you for showing up tonight. And I know this will be the start of the end of misogynist behaviour in Guernsey. Thank you.